Hi, Joe here from Way Scarff Ford. Today we're going to talk about this 2024 Ford Bronco Badlands. Let's dive in. For the most part, when you buy a car, it's basically something to get you to point A to point B. Most of the time when we buy cars, it's for utilitarian purposes, to get us to work, to take our kids to school. Sometimes they're a little bit fun, sometimes a little bit more luxurious. But with the Bronco, especially the more capable Badlands version like this is designed to be one of the ultimate off-road machines. There are a few other vehicles that are out of the box as good as going off-road as a Bronco, except maybe the Wrangler. The Wrangler definitely gives the Bronco a run for its money, and for a while the Wrangler didn't have much competition, but Ford, they resurrected the Bronco name and it's better than ever. And the Bronco has a few tricks up its sleeves that actually makes it a little bit better than the Wrangler, arguably. I guess everyone has their opinions. But if we take a look at the front axle, we notice that it's independent, where the Wrangler has a solid front axle. For ultimate off-road situations, some might argue that having a solid front axle is superior, but having an independent front suspension greatly improves the on-road driving of this Bronco. Don't take my word for it, read some automotive reviews. One of my favorite automotive publications, Car and Driver Magazine, they rave about the Bronco. They have a CD rating, 1 out of 10, 10 out of 10 being the best. I think for 2024, the Bronco got a 9.5 out of 10 and the Editor's Choice Award. They believe it's one of the best vehicles in its class, and it's not just Car and Driver. It's almost all the automotive press. This one looks fantastic in cactus gray, and the Badlands is a nice trim level. It's not the most loaded, it's not the most basic. You have luxury, you have amenities, you have extra goodies to give you a better off-road prowess in some of the lower trim levels of the Bronco. There are a number of different engines available in the Bronco. Not talking about the Raptor, just a regular Bronco series. There's two engines. You can get an EcoBoost turbocharged 4-cylinder engine pumping out 300 horsepower, or you can get a larger 2.7 liter twin turbo V6, which this one has, pumping out 330 horsepower. Both engines are matched to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Looking at the styling, especially the front end, we can see that it has a heavy design influence borrowed from the original Bronco, not the OJ Bronco that I grew up with when I was a kid. As cool as the OJ Bronco was, this one is definitely a lot more capable. The OJ Bronco is basically like a F-150 with a short wheelbase and a little canopy on the back. This is the real deal. Got a real metal front bumper, which is not something that you usually find on cars these days. We also have rock rails and bass plates, extra underbody protection in the form of skid plates. The Bronco comes in either a 2-door or 4-door. This is the 4-door model, which is a little bit more family friendly. Sometimes for ultimate off-road prowess, some people prefer the 2 doors just because of the shorter wheelbase. It gives a little bit better off-road prowess. You can turn around on narrower trails, but the 4-door model like this one is still amazing off-road. Nice spacious cargo area. We have integrated tie downs, integrating lighting with a 12-volt power outlet. Really easy to keep this area clean. No carpeting and stuff like that, which is just going to be a magnet for dirt and hard to clean. A little bit extra storage under here. The Bronco is a mid-size SUV, so it's very spacious and comfortable. I'm 6'2", I got plenty of headroom, plenty of legroom back here. In here, you can attach mole straps. Pretty good idea on Ford's part. Obviously, they did a lot of market research, seeing what the customers want on a vehicle like this. We also have the insulated headliner on the hardtop, making it a little bit more quieter. Great for that daily commute. Keyless ignition with push button start. Pretty low miles. This has a little under 13,000 miles. Nice gauge cluster. It's a mix of analog and digital. Huge screen for the infotainment system. This features a Microsoft Sync 4, one of the better automotive infotainment systems on the market. Excellent parking camera as well as overhead camera. This one has a GO.A.T modes. Is it greatest of all time? You could say that, but actually stands for go over any terrain. So you can engage the four-wheel drive system using these buttons right here: two-wheel drive high, four-wheel drive low range, four-wheel drive high, four-wheel drive auto. And that's trail control, so that's like cruise control for going off-road. Nice upscale interior, feels and looks nice. using materials that will repel dirt and mud and all sorts of things that you'll encounter off the beaten path. A lot of SUVs these days are designed mainly to be pavement dwellers, like the Explorer and the Escape. The Bronco Sport, it's the Bronco's little brother, is mainly designed for light off-roading. This thing's a real deal. We have locking front and rear axles. We got a sway bar disconnect. You can use this button. This is turn assist, so it will brake one wheel to make the vehicle flip around really quick on a trail. So for tight maneuvering situations, if you need to turn direction, you get into a dead end while going on an off-road trail, you need to turn around, this can be very helpful. We also have these auxiliary switches, so if you want to fit like additional lights and power a winch or an air compressor, you can connect it to these auxiliary switches right there. You can twist this rotary dial here, and that will give you different drive modes. So we have normal, we have eco, and we can also see that the gauge cluster might change the way it looks depending on which drive mode you have selected. We have slippery. You can see here that it's going to pop it into full drive auto. We have mud and ruts, stability bar disconnected, don't go over 20 miles an hour. So obviously that's kind of like rock crawling speeds and things like that. Then we have a nice little off-road display there. Then we have sand. Then we have Baja mode. This could be really fun. We have some nice dunes out here in the Pacific Northwest. You can go to Florence, Oregon, or you can go to Moses Lake. This thing would be an absolute blast. Of course, you could do some desert running out in the high desert as well, Washington, Oregon. So much fun off-roading, outdoor stuff to do. And this is a little magic carpet that can take you there. We have rock crawl. You can see that it will shift it into full drive low range. It wants me to put it in neutral, but we're not going to do that right now. One awesome off-road vehicle with lots of creature comforts. My name is Joe. We are Way Scarff Ford. In Isuzu, we've been in business 103 years, proudly serving the greater Seattle, Tacoma area. Located in Auburn, Washington, we sell new Fords, new Isuzus, and a very wide variety of pre-owned vehicles, and of course, lots of new and pre-owned Ford Broncos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.